Hello, AJR fanboys and girls. It's time for another epic episode of Mac Music Review because the AJR boys dropped a new album. This one is called The Maybe Man. The Maybe Man is the follow-up to the album OK Orchestra. I absolutely loved OK Orchestra. You can see that review on my channel in the description for this video. I thought the album was fantastic. I think AJR really has matured and improved with each album, starting from The Living Room, then they went on to The Click and really found their sound. I think Neo Theater had a lot to offer, and then OK Orchestra just had so many interesting themes lyrically and musically and so much going on that I really loved it. And this album, once again, is trying to capture this feeling of a lot going on, but I think it's doing so in a much less effective way. As the title of the album would suggest, the album is ringing with uncertainty for songs like The Maybe Man, where Jack is talking about all of the different things that he wishes he could be. He's like, if I was this, then I would be this, and if I was cocaine, then I would be at the party. And if I was God, I wouldn't make any mistakes. And he just goes on and on and on and on. And then he goes on to talk about how he's a fool and how he doesn't know how to detach himself from others, and he can end up in toxic relationships on the song Touchy Feely Fool. On Yes, I'm a Mess, he just says that he's a mess. Lyrically, there's not actually a lot going on with that song. It's a little bit annoying. The Dumb song, he talks about how he's just so dumb. I'm just too dumb. So, and that's kind of the vibe. Inertia, he feels like he's not going anywhere. Ironically, that song doesn't really go anywhere. That's just the lyrical vibe that you're going to get throughout the entire album. You may be wondering, how does this album hold up musically speaking? How is the music across this thing? Well, occasionally it is very, very good. I think the song The Maybe Man has a really impressive musical build. That part near the end that was in all of the teasers is also really cool. I think the Dumb song is extremely well produced. I think it's a really nice sounding song, especially true of Turning Out Part 3, a song that sounds beautiful. It sounds so nice. I really like it. The DJ Is Crying for Help has a really cool burst of music and sound during that chorus. I think that the music on God's Really Real is also quite effective, even though it is very simple. It's very stripped back. It's them doing a specific thing and writing a very serious song, so the music is going to reflect that. If you want me to find some very significant flaws with this album, I would be struggling in terms of giant, standout, terrible tracks. I think every AJR album has one or two really bad songs on it. But for some reason on this album, I can't really find those really bad moments, even though I am walking away from the album just feeling a little bit underwhelmed because I'm not getting as many highlights as I'm getting on the other albums. But as far as very negative thoughts on any of these tracks, like I said, I don't think the song Inertia really goes anywhere. It's just a song that doesn't impress me in any way, shape, or form, and lyrically it's not doing much for me either. I don't think that the DJ Is Crying for Help has good lyrics. I think the lyrics are kind of bad. I think the part talking about everybody's tripping on pills but now they're prescribed to is just so cringe. Like 21 Pilots tried to do the same type of lyric on their album, on like Mulberry Street, I think is the song, which is a nice song, but it's just kind of a weird. You're trying to do some commentary that's a little bit out of your lane, I feel like, and that's how I feel about that song. DJ Is Crying for Help. I Won't is a little bit annoying, but I think musically it's better than a song like Bang. It's definitely trying to be the next Bang, trying to be the big hit on this album. It was the lead single. It was the one they played during their shows to hype up this album. But I think that song is just all right. It's not bad. The two deep cuts on this album, the non-singles on this album that are the longest, the song Steve's Going to London and 2085, these songs are both over 5 minutes long. So I got kind of excited to hear these. I am very sad to report that these songs don't really go anywhere. The length of Steve's Going to London comprises of kind of a bridge, like a long extended bridge where Jack is talking about his songwriting process and how it's doesn't appeal to a large common denominator, but some people like it, but the songwriting isn't that good. And I have to agree that the songwriting isn't that good on this song. And he even talks about, oh, y'all, you guys don't want to hear songs about me talking about writing songs. And in this instance, I would say that's not true in every instance, but in this instance, it is true. I don't really need to hear you hear this right now. 2085, on the other hand, is also a little bit underwhelming. I don't think the chorus is that great. I mean, musically, the song sounds fine. I like that bit of vocal manipulation. It sounds like something off of Neo Theater that you get like throughout the song. But the song itself and the songwriting just doesn't do anything for me. It's not that effective of a closer. I understand that it's like, oh, we're going to jump into the future, but they have nothing to offer in talking about the future. Nothing interesting, lyrically speaking. And musically, I think the song is all right. But I don't think lyrically we're getting much with this song. And I'm just walking away from the album, especially with this last track, feeling kind of underwhelmed. The production on the album is definitely all right. It's definitely serviceable. A lot of it, like on songs like Yes, I'm a Mess or Hole in the Bottom of My Brain, kind of feels like AJR on autopilot, musically speaking. It doesn't sound that interesting. It doesn't sound like anything new for them. It really just sounds like them in a comfortable lane doing their thing. Lyrically, I don't find many of the lyrics on this album jumping out in a particularly positive way. Not in a lot of lyrics jump out in a particularly negative way, which could be a praise, but I'm just not getting a lot to be really excited about on this album. The Maybe Man, I mean, I think a better name for it would be the Meh Man. And I'm giving it 3 stars out of 5. But before y'all say I'm a hater for not liking the Maybe Man. You're just a cringe music critic, bro. You just don't like music. You just have to be critical because you're a critic. Bro, let me first off, a 3 out of 5 or a 6 out of 10 in terms of 1 out of 10 scale is a pretty positive review for this album compared to what it's going to get. I know, I'm in the music critic circles. I know what's going on. I know that people hate this album. I know that critics are going to say it's garbage. So, cut me some slack in that regard. Also, I really love AJR. They're one of my favorite bands. They're probably my favorite boy band of all time. I will link all my AJR videos in the description. I've been very positive for like their whole discography. Besides Living Room, I really like all their albums. I've ranked their albums in the top 10 songs, top 10 AJR songs. You know what I'm saying? Like I like AJR. Y'all gotta chill. Take a couple steps back. Take a step forward, and watch another AJR video that I've made. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. You have a great rest of your day.